Pleasant day to all of you. I'm NIEL TUBILLAS and we are the Group 3 and we will be reporting Chapter 3, Key Components of a Computer System, Operating System. This lesson begins by examining the essential parts of a computer system and their collaboration. Computer System. A computer system is like a team working together to get things done. So kung makikita nyo po sa picture, meron siyang 3 main parts. First is yung hardware. This is the physical stuff you can touch, like the computer, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. It's the body of the system. And software. This is the set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do. It's like the brain of the system, guiding the hardware to perform specific tasks. Lastly, humanware. This refers to the people who use and interact with computer system. They are the ones who give the system instructions and interpret the result. And input unit. Imagine a computer as a brain, and the input unit as its senses. The input unit is the gateway for information to enter the computer. It's like your eyes, ears, fingers, allowing you to interact with the world and send information to your brain. Examples of input units. Keyboard allows you to input text, numbers, and commands. Central unit. This is called the brain of the computer system. It consists of 3 parts, namely, the control unit, the arithmetic logic unit, and the primary storage unit. Think of the CPU or central unit as a calculator. It performs mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division at incredible speeds. And control unit. It controls, manages, and coordinates the operations of the entire computer system. It is directing all the instruments to play together in harmony. It's part of the CPU that manages the flow of instructions and data within the computer. And what the control unit does is it fetches instructions. The control unit retrieves instructions from the computer memories, which holds the software programs you use. These instructions tells the CPU what to do. Arithmetic logic unit. It executes the instructions and performs all the calculations and decisions, like mouse. Allows you to control the cursor on the screen, select items, and interact with the computer visually. Touch screen. Allow you to interact with the computer by touching the screen. The arithmetic logic unit, a high-speed computational component within the CPU, handles all the mathematical and logical calculations that power your computer. Here are some examples of what the arithmetic logic unit does. Adding numbers. You type 2 plus 3 into a calculator app. The input unit sends the number and the plus symbol to the arithmetic logic unit. The arithmetic logic unit performs the addition operation, calculates the result, and sends it back to the CPU to display on the screen. And primary storage unit. Imagine the primary storage unit as a computer's short-term memory. It's where the computer keeps the information it's currently using, like the programs you're running and the documents you're working on. And types of primary storage. RAM, random access memory. This is the most common type of primary storage. It's volatile, meaning data is lost when the power is turned off. RAM is used for storing actively running programs and data. Cache memory, a smaller but extremely fast type of memory used to store frequently accessed data. It's like having a small super fast cache of your most used nodes. And registers. These are tiny, extremely fast storage locations within the CPU itself. They hold the data that the CPU is currently working on. Registers. These are tiny, extremely fast storage locations within the CPU itself. They hold the data that the CPU is currently working on. And output unit. Imagine the output unit as the computer's voice and its way of showing you the result of its work, just like you use your voice and gestures to communicate. The output unit lets the computer share information with you. Example of output unit. Monitor. Display visuals output like text, images, and videos. Printer. Creates physical copies of documents. And speakers. Produce audio output. And components of computer system. Computer hardware. Imagine a computer as a complex machine made up of many interconnected parts. Each part plays a specific role, working together to process information and perform tasks. These physical components are what we call computer hardware. These are key hardware components: CPU, motherboard, memory RAM, storage, input units, and output units. Computer software. Imagine computer software as the instructions and rules that tell the hardware what to do. It's like a recipe that guides the computer to perform a specific task. And lastly, humanware. Humanware is a term sometimes used to describe the human element in technology. It emphasizes the crucial role people play in making technology work and achieving its full potential. Think of humanware as users, people who interact with technology, are the heart of humanware. They are the ones who decide how to use technology, what problems to solve it, and how to adapt it to their needs. And trainers and educators. These individuals help users to learn how to use technology effectively. They provide guidance, resources, and support to ensure people can leverage technology to its full potential. So think of humanware as a human side of technology. It acknowledges that technology thrives because of the people who create, use, and support it. Computer hardware components. Hardware. Computer hardware includes the physical parts of a computer, such as in central processing unit, random access memory, motherboard, computer data storage, graphics card, sound card, and computer case. It includes external devices such as monitor, mouse, keyboard, and speakers. And input devices. Imagine input devices as the computer senses, allowing it to receive information from the outside world. They act as a bridge between you and the computer, enabling you to provide data and instructions. Think of input devices as the computer's gateway to the world. They allow information to flow into the computer, enabling it to process and respond to your commands. Input device for text and images. For text input devices, we have keyboard. This is the most common text input devices. It allows you to type letters, numbers, symbols, and special characters using individual keys. It is the standard for entering in text into computers, from writing documents to programming code. Graphic tablet. While primarily used for creating images, graphic tablets can also be used for text input. They allow you to write or draw directly on the tablet surface, which is then translated into digital text. This is particularly useful for handwriting recognition and digital signatures. And magnetic ink character reader. These devices are specialized for reading characters printed with magnetic ink, commonly found on checks. They are used by banks to process checks quickly and accurately, reading account numbers and other financial information. And mark reader. These devices are designed to read marks on paper documents, often used for multiple choice tests or surveys. They detect the presence or absence of marks in specific locations, translating them into digital data. Next, these are the input devices we have for image. First, scanner. This device captures images of physical documents, photos, or objects and converts them into digital format. It uses a light source and a sensor to capture the details of the image, allowing you to store, edit, or share it digitally. Next is barcode scanner. This device reads barcodes, which are the patterns of black and white lines that represent specific data. They are used in retail, libraries, and other industries for inventory tracking, price lookup, and automated data entry. And digital camera. This device captures images and videos in digital format. It's a versatile tool for capturing moments, creating photos, and recording videos. It's become a standard input device for creating, sharing visual content.
C. Input devices for video. Webcam, CCTV camera, digital video camera. Video input devices capture motion, image, and transfer them to a computer for processing, storage, or streaming. Webcam, a small camera connected to a computer for live video, calls, streaming, or recording. CCTV camera, a security camera used for surveillance, often connected to a monitoring system. Digital video camera, a high-quality camera used for recording videos, typically with storage and editing capabilities. D. Pointing device. Pointing device is an input device that allows a user to control a pointer on screen. A pointer is a small symbol on the screen whose location and shape change as a user moves pointing device. Mouse, trackball, touchpad, joystick. A pointing device is an input device that allows a user to control a pointer on a screen. The pointer is a small symbol whose position and shape change as the user moves the device. Types of pointing device. Mouse, a handheld device that moves the pointer based on its movement across a surface. It typically has buttons for clicking and scrolling wheel. Trackball, a stationary device with a rolling ball that the user rotates to move the pointer. It requires less space than a mouse. Touchpad, a flat touch sensitive surface used mainly on laptops, allowing user to move the pointer by sliding their fingers. Joystick, a stick-like device that moves in different directions to control the pointer or object, often used in gaming and simulation. Output devices, hardware that is capable of delivering or showing information to one or more user. An output device display prints and presents the result of a computer work. Output devices are hardware components that allow a computer to communicate information to one or more users. They take processed data from the computer and convert it into form that human can understand. This can include display, image, or text on monitor, producing sound through speaker, or printing documents on paper. Essentially, output device present the result of a computer work, making it accessible to user in a visual, auditory, or physically. Format example for output device include monitor, printers, projectors, and speakers. We have two different formats. First, we have soft copy, visual monitor, or sound speakers. Soft copy is a digital version in information that can be displayed visually on monitor or hard or as sound through speaker. It exists electronically rather than in a physical form like printed document. Second, hard copy. Output on tangible, something you can touch, such a printer printout. A hard copy is a physical version of information that you can touch, like printout from a printer, or a handwritten document is a permanent tangible record, unlike a digital display. Different types of output devices. We have LCD monitor, dot matrix printer, LCD monitor, laser printer, LED monitor, LCD projector, inkjet printer, therm- thermal printer, speaker, woofer, headset. Storage devices is any hardware device that is used for storing, porting, and extracting data, files, and objects. It can hold and store information either temporarily and permanently, and can be internal or external to a computer. Storage device is a hardware component used to store, transfer, and retrieve data, files, and objects. Storage device can be internal or external to computer. External storage devices are built inside the computer, like external hard device or SSDs. External storage devices are connected to the computer from the outside, such as external hardware device, USD, flash, flash drives, and cloud storage solutions. This device play a crucial role in data management, backup, and transfer, making them essential for both personal and professional use. Types of computer storage. First, primary storage. Second, secondary storage. Primary storage. Primary storage is the main memory in a computer. stores data and programs that can be accessed directly by the processor. There are two types of primary storage, which are RAM and ROM. Primary storage is also known as main memory in the part of computer that store data and program that the processor can access directly. It is faster than secondary storage like hard device or SSD because it is directly connected to the CPU. This allows for quick retrieval and processing of data. There are two main types of primary storage. RAM, random access memory, volatile memory used for temporarily storing data and program in use. ROM, read-only memory, non-volatile memory that stores permanent instruction needed for booting up the computer. Secondary storage. Secondary storage is another alternative storage to save your docs and documents. This can be removable, internal or external. It is very useful to store programs and data for future use. It is non-volatile, which means that it does not need power to maintain the information stored in it. Will store the information until it's erased. Secondary storage is a non-volatile storage option used to save data and program for future use. It can be removable, internal or external, and retain information even without power until it is deleted. A. Magnetic medium. It is a non-volatile storage medium. It can be any types of storage medium that utilize magnetic patterns to present information. A magnetic medium is a type of non-volatile storage that use magnetic pattern to store and retrieve data. This means it retains information even when the power is turned off. It works by magnetizing tiny region on a disk or tape to represent binary data. Zeros and first common example of magnetic storage include hard disk drives, HDDs, floppy disks, and magnetic tapes. These are storage devices are widely used for data storage because they offer large capacities and are cost-effective compared to other storage types. B. Optical medium. It is a non-volatile storage media. Holds content in digital form that are written and read by laser. This media includes various types of CDs and DVDs. An optical medium is a type of non-volatile storage that retains data in digital form. It uses laser technology to read and write information onto disks. This storage media includes CDs and DVDs and Blu-ray discs, which are commonly used for storing music, video, software, and backup. Since they do not require power to maintain data, they are useful for long-term storage. C. Flash memory. It is a solid-state, non-volatile, rewritable memory that function like RAM and hard disk drive. Flash memory is a type of solid-state, non-volatile memory that can be electrically erased and rewritten. It combines characteristics of both RAM, random access memory, and hard disk drive, HDDs, making a versatile storage solution. How it compares RAM and HDDs. Like RAM, flash memory allows quick access to store data. Like HDD, it can store data permanently and be rewritten multiple times. Because of these properties, flash memory is widely used in modern computing and storage devices. Capacity. It refers to the number of bytes character storage medium can hold. Capacity refers to the maximum amount of data a storage medium can hold, typically measured in bytes, B, kilobytes, KB, megabytes, MB, gigabytes, GB, terabytes, TB, or even higher units. The higher the storage capacity, the more files, documents, video, or other types of data can be stored on the device. Parts of a system unit. Motherboard. The motherboard is the main circuit board holding the integrated circuits for the microprocessor, memory, etc. The motherboard also supports internal connector for the hard disk drives, optical drive, CD, DVD, and etc. and external connectors for the mouse, keyboard, printer, speakers, and etc. The motherboard is the main circuit board for a computer that connects and allows communication between all essential components, including the microprocessor, memory, and storage device. The motherboard acts as the backbone of a computer, holding key components like the CPU and RAM. It provides internal connectors for storage devices, HDD, SSD, CD, DVD, and external ports for peripherals such as mouse, keyboard, and printer. 2. Hard disk drive. Storage HDD. It used as the main storage device for program and data when the computer is not being used. Information is stored on the hard drive magnetically and the capacity of the device is usually measured in megabytes, gigabytes, or terabytes, and etc. A hard disk drive HDD is a storage device that stores data and program magnetically and even when the computer is powered off. HDDs serve as the primary storage for a computer holding operating system, application, and files. Data is written and read using spinning magnetic disks with storage capacities typically measured in MB, GB, or TB. 3. Optical drive, CD, and DVD. DVD drives allows removable optical discs to be used to store information. An optical drive is a device that reads and writes data from CDs, DVDs, or Blu-ray discs using laser technology. Optical drives allows users to access or store data on removable disks. They are commonly used for media playback, software installation, and data backup. 4. Memory or RAM. Memory is the processor's working area is here all operations actually take place while the computer is running. Memory is called random access. Memory consists of small memory chips which fit into slot on the motherboard. Memory or RAM is computer temporary storage that holds data and program currently in use for quick access by processors. RAM is the working area of the computer where active process and applications run. It provides fast access to data, but it's volatile, meaning it loses its content when the computer is turned off. 5. Microprocessor. Central Processing Unit CPU. This is the computer on a chip and is this device which actually execute the instructions. The Central Processing Unit CPU is the main component of a computer that processes instructions and perform calculation. The CPU acts as the brain of the computer, executing commands from software and handling data processing tasks. It carries out instructions from programs, enabling the computer to function.
So let's proceed to our next topic, which is the components of the CPU or the under of the components of CPU. The letter A is the control unit. So it coordinates and controls all parts of the computer system. So it means na lahat po ng parts ng computer system ay kontrolado sa kanya. The letter B is arithmetic logic unit. It performs arithmetic or logical operations. So ito po yung nagtatagtag or nagpapawas. At siya pa yung gumagawa ng mga logical operations. So registers, the letter C is the registers is temporarily store the most frequently used instruction and data. Ito po yung nag-i-imbak ng mga data and mga nagagamit nating instruction. The number 6 is computer power supply. This supplies the electricity to all the parts in the computer. So, ito po yung nag-provide ng electricity sa parte ng mga computer. The number 7 is the heatsink or the fan. This sits on the top of the CPU and draws heat up into the fins of the heatsink, and then the fan pulls air and through the fins, cooling them. That is how the CPU stays cool. Otherwise, it will be overheat and shut down the computer. So kailangan natin ng heatsink para maging it stays cool and para hindi mag-overheat or mag-shut down yung computer. The number 8 is the network card. It attached to the CPU or the peripheral component interconnect. A slot used for a broadband connection like a cable or DSL. So, ito po yung broadband connection and para din siyang cable. The number 9 is the sound card. It is a computer expansion card that facilitates the input and output of audio signal to and from a computer under control of computer programs. Yung sound cards po is ito yung nagpo-provide ng signals ng mga audio. So the number 10 is the graphics card. It is an expansion card whose function is to generate and output image to a display. So the purpose of these graphic cards is to generate and output image to a display. Number 11 is chipset. Is a collection of chips that provides the switching circuitry needed to move data throughout the computer. So it is needed to move data throughout the computer. The number 12 is the cooling fan. Cooling fan is used for cooling purposes. The 13 is CMOS battery, or the CMOS is complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So it provides CMOS with the power when the computer is turned off. All motherboards comes with a battery. These batteries mount on the motherboard in 3 ways: the obsolete external battery, the most common onboard battery, and the built-in battery. The number 14 is the IDE, or the Integrated Drive Electronics Controller. It is responsible for controlling the hard drive and CD-ROM. So that means it's responsible for controlling the hard drive. The number 15 is the Serial Advanced Technology Attachment Controller. So ito pa yung major upgrade ng IDE controller, and responsible din siya for hard drive and CD-ROM. So let's proceed to the computer software components. So computer software, it refers to the set of computer programs, procedures that describe the programs, how they are to be used, kung paano natin siya magagamit. So the computer software is a generic term for organized collection of code representing instruction executed by a computer. Software is often written first as source code. Ito po yung source code natin written first and then converted to a binary format that is specific to the device on which the code will be executed. Let's proceed to the categories of software. So the computer software is normally classified into two broad categories, which is the system software and the application software. So the system software, ito po yung responsible for controlling, integrating, and managing individual hardware components of a computer, so that the other software and the user of the system see its functional unit without having to be concerned with the low-level details, such as transferring data from a memory to disk or rendering text onto a display. So ito po yung nagko-control and integrate and nagmamanage sa lahat para mag-function yung mga unit niya and para hindi masabi ng low-level details yung mga pag-transfer ng mga data from a memory to disk. So these are general programs designed or performing tasks such as controlling or all operations required to move data into and out of the computer. So ito po yung mga general programs na performance tasks such as controlling. Kinokontrol niya lahat ng operations para mag-move yung data in and out. It communicates with printers, card readers, disk tapes, and etc. Monitor the use of various hardware like memory. So, kaya din po nitong communicates with the printer, mga card reader. So this is the pictures of the relationship between the hardware and software and a user. So the user, ito po yung nasa taas, and the green is application software, the blue is the software, and the yellow is the hardware. So this is the types of the system software. Number one is the operating system. So it is a software that controls and monitors the running applications. So ito yung nagko-control or nagmo-monitor sa lahat ng mga application na nag-run sa ating mga computer system. It provides a platform for software developers who have to design application with the OS in mind. And responsible din to for the management and coordination of activities and the sharing of resources of the computer. And so yun nga, responsible sila sa pagmamanage and coordinate sa lahat ng mga activities, pag-share ng mga resources sa computer, and interface between computer and the user. So this is the user, application, and operating system hardware. So punta naman tayo sa function of an operating system. The part of the OS to manage the computer's resources is known as kernel, otherwise known as the supervisor program. It manages the computer resources, CPU, memory, and peripherals. So this is the function of an operating system: the memory management, resource allocation and sharing, backing, store management, secondary store management, the process management, communication management, file management, I/O system management, interrupt handling, networking, job accounting, device management, and security. So ito yung mga most operating systems perform. Ito yung mga talagang nag-ooperate sa ating mga computer system. Let's proceed to the most operating system. Ito yung mga talagang gumagawa sa ating, nag-run sa ating mga computer system. The letter A is the memory management. Yung several programs can be opened at once. Pwede natin ma-open agad-agad. Kagaya ng mga laptop ko, pwedeng i-open agad yung mga application and mag-run sila all at once. The OS has to allocate memories to each program that is running, including itself and including unnecessarily. And the letter B is the resource allocation and sharing. Some computer system can multitask. Yes, it can multitask. Madaming computer ngayon magaling ng mag-multitask. Several programs can run at once. The OS allocates processing time, memory, and resource to each. So, yung OS daw po is nag-allocates pa ng mga kailangan pa ng process or time ng memory and resource to each other. And the letter C is backing store management. The OS maintains the directory of the HDD so that files and free space can be located quickly. So yung sinasabi dito is yung files and free space can be located quickly. Pwede natin mahanap agad yung mga files dun. And the OS controls the transfers of the data from disk to memory and back again. So, yung OS din po pala is control and transfer niya din po yung mga data from disk to memory and back again. So, the letter D is interrupt handling. The OS will detect interrupts when the printer is out of the paper, when the user is pressing the ESC key, or when a hardware device on an application is malfunctioning. The OS will display appropriate error message and messages corrective action to the user. Kapag na-detect daw po ng OS ang nagkaroon ng interruption, yung printer daw po ay hindi niya mag-function yung printer, and that is out of the paper. And when the user is pressing yung ESC key, ay yung mga device or an application is malfunctioning, mag-error daw po yung mga message and magsasuggest daw po na i-corrective ang action sa mga user. So the letter E is process management. So it helps us to create, delete processes. It also provides mechanism for synchronization and communication among processes. So ang OS daw ay tumutulong din po mag-create and mag-delete ng mga processes. Nagpo-provide din po ito ng mechanism for synchronization and communication. So the letter F is file management. It manages all the file-related activities such as organization, storage, retrieval, naming, sharing, protection of file. So yung file management, yun nga po, is nag-create siya ng storage or retrieval. Pwede nating mabawi, pwede din nating pangalanan, and pwede nating ma-share and protectionan yung ating files kung kinakailangan. So the letter G is device management. It keeps tracks of all devices. This module, also responsible for this task, is known as the I/O controller. It also performs the task of allocation and the allocation of the devices. So, tinatrack niya po lahat ng devices, and responsible din siya for knowing the task of the I/O controller. So the letter H, I/O system management. One of the main objects of any OS is to hide the peculiarities of the hardware devices from the user. So ito po yung main object ng OS, na itago yung mga peculiarities of the hardware devices sa users or sa gumagamit. The letter I is secondary storage management. Systems have several levels of storage, which includes primary storage, secondary storage, and cache storage. Instruction and data must be stored in primary storage or cache. so that a running program can reference it. So, yung instruction ng data must be stored in a primary storage or cache para yung running programs, para mabasa niya din agad kung ano yung mas mahalaga. And letter J is security. This module protects the data and information of a computer system against malware, threat, and authorized access. Kapag may mga pinipindot pa tayo sa ating mga laptop, kahit cellphone, against malware, threat, or authorized access, bigla natin hindi natin sila ma-access agad kasi pinoprotect nila yung mga data natin or the information natin. The letter K is command interpretation. This module is interpreting commands given by the acting system resources to process the command. So, ni-interpret po natin mga command given by yung acting system resource para ma-process po natin yung mga gusto natin or ma-command ng system. The I is networking, a distributed system in a group of processors which do not share memory, hardware devices, or a clock. The processors communicate with one another through the network. So that means itong system na to, group of processors, hindi siya nag-share ng mga memory, hardware devices, or clock. Itong processor na to, it can communicate with another through the network. The letter M is job accounting. It keeps track on time and resource used by various job and users. So, tinatrack nito yung mga oras natin, yung mga resource natin. Gamit yung mga gumagamit nito. The letter N is communication management. The coordination and assignment of compilers, interpreters, and another software resource of the various users of the computer system. So it can coordinate the assignment of compilers, interprets it, and another software resource for various users of the computer systems.
Next is the type operating system. The diagram shows a classification of operating systems, including the batch operating system, multitasking or time-sharing operating system, multiprocessing operating system, real-time operating system, mobile OS, distributed OS, or network OS. Number 1 is the batch operating system. This system processes lengthy and time-consuming jobs in batches. Users submit jobs to a computer operator who then feeds them to the operating system. Number 2 is the multitasking or time-sharing operating system. This system allows multiple users to share the CPU concurrently. The operating system manages the allocation of CPU time among different tasks. Example is the word processing, web browsing, or printing. To provide a responsive experience for each user, the diagram shows multiple applications interacting with the operating system with the turn interact with the CPU. Number 3 is the real-time operating system, also known as an embedded operating system. This system responds to input within a very short time interval crucial for applications like military and space software. It relies heavily on clock interrupts. Number 4 is distributed operating system. This system uses multiple processors across different machines to provide fast computation. Distributed applications run on these interconnected computers like by a communication network. It's considered an extension of network operating system, enhancing communication and integration between machines. Number 5 is the network operating system, running on a server. This system manages data, users, groups, security applications, and other networking functions. It provides the capability to serve this function to clients. Number 6 is mobile OS. Mobile operating systems are designed for smartphone, tablets, and wearables. Popular examples include Android and iOS with others such as BlackBerry, WebOS, and WatchOS. Next is the example of operating system. A is the Unix. Created in Bell Labs in the 1960s and gained popularity in the 1970s for high-level computing and became very popular in the 1990s due to its use in internet services. It remained a common operating system for web servers. B is Macintosh, developed by Apple in 1984. It's known for its graphical user interface GUI with icons, button, and a pointing cursor. C is the Microsoft Disk Operating System, a dominant operating system in the 1980s for PC. Compatible platform, it used a command line interface. D is Microsoft Windows, introduced in 1985 as an add-on the Microsoft Disk operating system. It responded to the growing interest in the graphical user interfaces. E is Linux, an open-source operating system based on Unix created by the Linus Torvalds as a free alternative to more expensive Unix system. Its open-source nature has contributed to its widespread adoption. Next is number 2, utilities programs. These are small powerful programs with limited capabilities. They are used by the user to maintain the smooth running of the computer system. Example include file management, diagnosis, problems, and finding information about the computer. Number 3 is device drivers. These are specialized programs that enable communication between a device and the computer. They load into memory each time the computer starts. When a new device is added, new device drivers must be installed.
So now, let's proceed to the application software. The application software is a type of software that helps using complete specific tasks. It runs an operating system like Windows or Mac OS and directly benefits user. All people are using this kind of software, especially teacher and student. Familiar tayo sa mga ganitong application because of technologies like computer, laptop, and even smartphone. There are two types of application software that customize and package software. First, customized software made especially for one customer or company. Example, a bank hire a developer to create a Unibank app. And second, package software, ready-made software available for purchase by anyone. Example, Microsoft Words for typing documents or Excel for calculation. Okay, let's now proceed to the next slide. Example of the application software in daily life. Number 1, word processing software used for writing like MS Word. And number 2, desktop publishing software. It's used to create poster, banner, greeting cards, newsletter, and worksheet. It helps design visually appealing documents with text and image. And number 3, spreadsheet software used for calculation like Excel. And number 4, database software used for storing and managing information like MS Access. And number 5, presentation software used for creating slideshow like PowerPoint. And number 6, web browser used for internet surfing like Google Chrome. And number 7, email software used for sending emails like Outlook. And number 8, graphic software pixel based used for editing photo like Adobe Photoshop. And number 9, graphics program it illustrates a cartoon drawing. And number 10, communication software is used for visual communication. Example is the messenger that we are available to communicate through audio, video calls, or even the chat. Example, even you are a teacher preparing a lesson, you use MS Word to write your notes, and MS PowerPoint to create a presentation, and Google Chrome to research information online, Adobe Photoshop to edit image for your slide. Capabilities of software. Number 1. Object linking and embedding. You are going to share the data between different software. Example, copy a table from Excel and paste into MS Word while keeping in link. If you update the table in Excel, it automatically updates in Word. And number 2, probability of data. You are going to transfer the files between the different computer and operating system. Like example, you save a document a Windows computer and send it to Mac computer using like file transfer protocol. And number 3, upgradability. Software update the improved feature but may requires better hardware. Example, a new version of MS Word has more tools but old computer may not support it. You might need to upgrade your computer. And for the last, humanware of livingware. It refers to people who use computer either directly or indirectly. Example, a teacher using PowerPoint or a bank employees using a banking app. In short, software a feature help in linking data, sharing files, and upgrading for better performance. Humanware means using for interact with computer. At this slide, this are the example of humanware or peopleware. These are the different computer-related job and what they do. Computer engineer improve the customized software for specific industries. Example, a computer engineer at a hospital design especially software for managing patient record. And software engineers create tests and develop software. Example, a software engineers at Microsoft develop a few feature for window information technology, especially set up, maintain computer system. Example, an IT specialist in a school install computer and fix network issue. Website design and organize website. Example, a website designer creates our company homepage layout and menu instruction. Sure. Computer technician fix and upgrade computer. Example, a technician at the computer shop repairs a broken laptop. And computer operator monitoring and control computer system. Example, a computer operator in a bank ensure the system runs smoothly. System analysis solve computer related problem and improve system. Example, a system analysis is a business upgrades an old database to work faster. And project manager overs the planning and execution of the tech project. Example, a project managing at software company leads a team develop a mobile app. And programmers write code to create software and app. Example, a game programmer write code for a new game. And database administrator manage and protect database. Example, a database administrator in a bank ensure customer data is secure. And server administration maintain and monitoring server. Example, a server admin at the company keep company website and email system running. And people were using of computer. Anyone who use a computer at work for a fun. Example, a teacher using PowerPoint, a student using Google, or gamer playing online games. In short, each rule helps computer function smoothly and different way for creating software to fixing computer and managing network.